Okay, so I was the person that would spend hours hyperfixating on how a PowerPoint display looked. I would make sure every single line was just perfect, not a pixel out of place. I'm not kidding, pixel out of place. And then I would put it into the slideshow view, and then I would make the adjustments again. And I would make sure that every single pixel lined up just perfectly. Oh my goodness. And I used to drive my leaders crazy. And then COVID happened and we went to online learning, and I watched my daughter doing the same thing, and it drove me crazy. And I'm like, stop it. And again, you know, I'm one of those people, I judge myself externally. So if it's driving me crazy outside of myself, then it's something I'm doing inside of myself too, right? And my daughter is over here trying to adjust these little text boxes so that they are just the right size. They're all the same and they're all in the straight line. And I'm like, oh, just put the answers down, and then later on you can go fix it. And you know, she has a lot of anxiety too about having it right the first time, and feeling like she's gonna, like, she fears failure if she doesn't get it right the first time, and that puts her in that paralysis state. And for ADHD people, on top of people pleasing, you know, that just makes it 10 times worse. So that is a little bit that I wanted to share before I go into more. Okay, so perfection paralysis is literally the result of punishing people for not immediately excelling at something, especially if they are a people pleaser. But let's just put this into a different context, because this is my test. This is how I can tell if something is absolutely ridiculous. If I can take this concept and I can put it somewhere else and it still makes sense, it might check out. But if I put it into a different context and it doesn't check out, then that tells me that whatever I'm doing is absolutely absurd. So walking. When you were an infant and you were starting to learn how to walk, you are going to kind of pull yourself up. You're going to work on pulling yourself up, or crawling first, whatever, right? But we praise babies for any kind of progress, any kind of effort that they are making to learn how to walk as they master that skill, right? We praise them. And here we all are walking around without even thinking about it. I mean, I might trip over my feet a few times or lose focus and walk into a wall. It's fine. But I'm doing it and I don't have to think about it. But if I'm constantly being like scolded and punished because as an infant, you know, I'm trying to take a step and I wobble and fall and I don't master it right away, like, that's crazy. So that is exactly what happens, though, in a different context when it comes to us learning this people-pleasing tendency and that perfection paralysis and that fear of failure. We feel like we have to get it right the first time. But again, our brains don't work that way. Why are we doing that? So stay tuned, because I'm going to talk about one of the things that really helped.